So I feel like this is going to be one of those tell it to you straight, personal race vlog types of deals. Hi there, Coach Sage candidate and Hoka One One athlete here with a quick update. Well, we'll see how quick it is on my racing schedule or plans for the rest of the year 2020. As we know, it's been a difficult, challenging year, and I don't mean to downplay anything with the seriousness of coronavirus and all sorts of world problems that have been going on for a long time. And the kind of the privilege that I've had being in a unique position as a sponsored athlete, a professional mountain ultra trail running athlete, getting all the support with the gear and the time to train and the luxuries of that, being in a beautiful place like Boulder, Colorado. I do realize that the world's a big place out there, and a lot of you come from a lot of different backgrounds, and maybe, you know, the coronavirus or other economic conditions have made things challenging for you in different ways this year. And people are always facing struggles and challenges that they have to overcome and face adversity. It's part of life. It's a part of the microcosm of life in running as a sport, distance running. Injuries happen, illness happens. There's tough breaks, and I don't mean to downplay any of this with just the realm of elite racing and running and being like, oh, boo-hoo, I can't travel or do this. So, you know, I started off the year, it was great. It was great. I got to go to New Zealand. One of my favorite countries to visit, and we got in a great group run with the YouTube community. I met a lot of you guys in Auckland. Flashback to that run before the Tarawera 100K, and that was my one race of the year. It was a great international trip, and I really hope to do more meet and greet types of things with the YouTube community, because I know you guys come from different countries all over the world, and it's really great to meet you guys, and I had big plans of, you know, going all around the world this year and traveling and seeing you guys, but, you know, that's on hold for now. And I was going to do the Golden Trail series again, and that's really the main point of this talk is updating you on that. And the Golden Trail series, it's been great. I've done it the last 2 years. It's been a whole series of races. You get to travel around a lot, which is really cool. But it's been probably the most fun I've had in mountain ultra trail running since I started this sport in 2012, doing a lot of road running before that, of course. But, you know, I get to meet a lot of cool people around the world. You get to race iconic mountain races all around a marathon distance, some a little shorter, some only 30K or 32K, 20-mile distance like Sierras and all. I was going to do the Mont Blanc Marathon again, Zagama, all these classic, amazing mountain races in the series, competing against the best in the world, greatest of all time like Kilian Jornet, right? And making friends with a lot of people in the community who share a passion for mountain running. And so I've done that the last 2 years. It's an amazing series. I've gotten a lot of travel support. Being top 10 in it is very lucrative. There's open prize money. The travel support's been amazing, but just the camaraderie of meeting so many people and a lot of really cool, interesting people and really fast elite runners. And so I was going to do that again. And technically, I still actually have a golden ticket, or a golden pass, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, to enter the final this year, which is still scheduled to occur it's off an island off of the mainland of Portugal. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, I think. Azores. Am I saying it right? I always pronounce things wrong, I'm sorry. But, you know, it's great island. Great series of races. It's going to be stage races for this Golden Trail Series final, and because I've been top 10, I was top 10 last year in the Golden Trail Series, got to go to Nepal, great trip. I had an automatic entry to this race, to this final, so it's a unique opportunity, and you know, I have the luxury of having the time to train, the gear, the travel support, and the entry to this prestigious race, or I guess series of races, since it's a stage race this year. And you know, I've been torn though. I've been torn with doing any traveling. I haven't left the state of Colorado since I came back from New Zealand, basically. I barely left Boulder. Sandy and I've gone on some road trips around the state of Colorado, but I haven't gone on an airplane yet. I actually will tomorrow for a kind of a family emergency, personal thing. If you follow Sandy, you know what's up with that. But you know, I'm gonna wear my N95 mask. I have an old N95 mask I got for doing woodworking around the house that I'm gonna use on the airplane, and I'm gonna wear it the whole time because obvious risks when you travel, right? So there's the whole thing with air travel, but also the thing that you could infect someone with coronavirus. Maybe you're not getting really sick, maybe you're kind of asymptomatic, but you might spread it to like a person whose immune system's a little weaker, elderly person, someone with pre-existing conditions, and they could get really sick or even die. So, and there's also, you know, all sorts of unknown complications from heart complications and blood flow, blood clotting, things like that. With the coronavirus, it's, you know, a little scary. Permanent lung damage and scarring, things like that, that as an elite runner you probably really don't want to get. Even though the risks are pretty small, it's a significant impact on the worldwide stage, and I don't want to downplay that, and I've taken it very seriously, especially with even wearing a mask, especially if you're going out to a grocery store, or you're even passing someone really closely during a run. Outside's generally pretty safe, but if you're breathing really hard and you're coughing and, you know, there's respiratory droplets flying all around, talking, singing really loud, you could spread it. Now, on the airplane, I think there's a misconception of the relative risks. Like, for sure, airports and airplanes are, you know, a good way to spread things like viruses. But I think the air filtration systems on modern commercial aircraft are actually pretty efficient. And if you're actually wearing a mask on an airplane flight, you're actually probably going to be pretty well off. I mean, it's a big risk. It's like going to the grocery store or is sitting inside at a restaurant, which I have not done since the coronavirus really broke out in the US here. Been sitting outside at restaurants. But, you know, if you're wearing your mask all the time, maybe, you know, on a long flight I'd have to eat or drink at some point, if it's a long haul flight across the Atlantic, right? But on a short flight I can wear my N95 mask the whole time, and as long as you're not sitting next to someone that's like coughing and sneezing and sick with the virus, or they spread it to the flight attendant, then you might be screwed. You know, I think the relative risk is actually lower than most people think. Now, that being said, you know, people go out and there's in some states in the U.S. where there's bars that are open, there's college parties on the hill here in Boulder. Kids, you know, the younger generations have been spreading it around a bit more in the last couple months, and it's a serious problem heading into the fall. So there's that too. And with the travel restrictions, looking to go to Europe from the U.S., we're looking at some unknowns, because they could change the rules on the day, right? And so I've been encouraged to book a plane ticket to Azores, I keep saying it wrong, sorry, and, you know, it has to be for essential work. Is my running essential work? Yeah, I'd say it is. I'm a professional athlete. I do it for the YouTube channel. I do it for my sponsors like Hoka. It's a huge honor, and it is very lucrative. There's prize money on the line, right, in the Golden Trail Series, and also qualifying for next year and things like that. So it is a good professional move. It could be viewed as work travel. You know, I would have to get multiple COVID-19 tests. I would get tests 72 hours before I arrive, and then I would be tested again when I get to the island. I'd be wearing a mask pretty much at all times, and I could even self-quarantine in a single hotel room for a long time also. I have that flexibility. So there's that. But there's also this, like, I guess morally, I feel if I'm endangering people or if I'm at risk of spreading the virus to someone in Europe, in Portugal, in these islands, you know, I'd feel horrible. Or on the plane, and I might not even know because I'm asymptomatic or whatever. So, you know, it's a risk. I don't really want to get sick myself either. I'm not particularly worried about, you know, having major complications, but, you know, it could happen. It could cause heart and lung damage. And it's way worse than the regular flu, which I usually get a flu shot for anyway, but that's a different virus, so we're not going to compare that. So yeah, and I don't mean to downplay this, because it's like, there's people that have lost their lives this year. There's people that have lost their businesses. There's people struggling financially. all over the world, the economic collapse from ramifications. It's been a tough year. It's been a really tough year, and there's even things, you know, outside of COVID-19 and the virus that have been really tough blows to people that I love, that I'm really close to. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, it's been a tough year, and I hope you're doing well, and thanks for following along. There's going to be more adventure vlogs coming your way. I've had the great fortune of being able to explore a lot more in these beautiful Colorado mountains this summer, and have time because I haven't been racing as much, so it's kind of a blessing there. But you know, I'm still torn with this race. There's a chance it could still be canceled, or there's a good chance I feel like that Europeans from certain countries might be able to attend it, but coming from the US, I think it's a longer trip. In the US, the travel restrictions are, you know, it would be hard. It's hard to get in and out of the country, and even in and out of different states within the US, it's all been very different and kind of confusing. And yeah, so I just want to take precautions and be responsible here. At the same time, yeah, I really want to race. I really want to do this Golden Trail Series. It's awesome, but I don't want to risk anyone's health and you know, jeopardize that, or be a hypocrite, I guess, because I've been so uptight with the mask wearing and precautions and all that. So you know, that's a first world problem, right? And where was I going with this? So I guess the other backup plan I had for potentially racing later this fall was the World Mountain Running Championships in the US here. I put in my resume, my application for that, and I felt like I had a decent chance of at least being selected for one of the teams. They got the short distance 12K team and then the long distance 42K team, and I've been on both teams previously before, and my application I thought was pretty strong given last year's performances. But that got canceled, and I think rightfully so. It was probably a good decision, and that would have been in an island off of Spain. So these are wonderful events. I love meeting you guys from all around the world. I wish I could travel a lot more this year, but it's very understandable with the pandemic that we're facing, and it's a very serious issue, especially heading into fall here in the northern hemisphere in North America. So there's a lot of unknowns, and I don't mean to downplay it, and I hope that you're not. I hope that you're having a decent year. I hope you're staying healthy. I hope you're thriving. I know some of you are getting really fit, and you've been following along these videos. So I can't thank you enough for all your support on here. Thanks to the Patreon supporters for really making this channel possible, as well as subscribing on here, liking it. Again, we're gonna do a big giveaway when we hit 200,000 subscribers. I got big prizes for you guys. Thanks to title sponsor Hoka One for keeping the dream alive. But I'll keep you guys updated with this Golden Trail Series and potential for racing. If not, we've got more mountain adventures coming your way, hopefully, as well as informative training talks for any service, any distance. Again, Coach Andy and I sell training plans at sagerunning.com. It helps us out a lot, so thank you. Hope you're doing well, and stay tuned for more.